Good evening. The prosecution is to seek the death penalty in the case of Roshane Barnett, who has been charged in the killing of a mother and her 4 children in Cocoa Peace, Clarendon last week. Barnett had the notice served on him when he appeared before Justice Leighton Pusey in the Supreme Court this afternoon. He is yet to secure legal representation. The bodies of 31-year-old Kimisha Wright, a practical nursing student, 15-year-old Kimanda Smith, 11-year-old Sharalee Smith, 5-year-old Rafaela Smith, and 23-month-old Kishawn Henry, all of New Road, Cocoa Peace, Chapelton District in Clarendon, were discovered inside their home with chop wounds and their throats slashed on Tuesday, June 21. Barnett reportedly fled the area to Wilson Run in Trelawney, where he was apprehended. Barnett of Wilson's Run, Trelawney, and Papine in St. Andrew was charged with 5 counts of murder on Friday after he gave a caution statement to the police. He is reportedly a cousin of the victims. We will bring you more on this story in subsequent newscasts. In a Mello TV news update, 1 of 3 persons named as persons of interest in connection with the death of Devonese Nelson has turned himself over to the police. Tevin Cross, the uncle of Nelson's boyfriend, Eric Brando Murdoch, yesterday evening went to detectives probing the death of Nelson, who was the mother of a 2-month-old baby. He reportedly turned up at the Denham Town Police Station with a community member. He is currently being interviewed by detectives. The boyfriend and another person of interest, identified late yesterday as Alejandro Brandon Murdoch, 17, are still being sought. They are being asked to also turn themselves over to the police immediately. Nelson, otherwise called Pinky, a student from North Street, Kingston, was fatally shot at her boyfriend's home in Denham Town, West Kingston, on Sunday night. Her baby had been admitted to hospital prior to her death, it is understood. The police said residents reported hearing explosions and summoned members of the security forces. Now, upon their arrival, a joint search of the area was conducted with the military. During the search, they were alerted to an apartment at Kings Heights on Water Street. Upon the arrival of the joint team, they reportedly saw the door to the apartment ajar and entered the premises. Upon entering, the team saw Nelson's body laying on the side in a pool of blood. The body had what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the left side of the face. Nelson was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital, where she was confirmed dead. Meanwhile, a team from the Ministry of Education and the Victims Unit of the Police Force conducted grief sessions at the Denham Town High School to help students deal with the tragic death of Devonese Nelson. Vice Principal of the school, Novette Christian, says the students are trying to cope with the death of Miss Nelson.
It has been sad, in particular yesterday. Yesterday was worse than today. They are coping a little bit better today. Yesterday we had grief sessions, and the grief session is continuing today. So they are doing much better today. Some are still in denial. You know, it can't be. How could this happen? You know, such a promising student. And so they are saying no. In particularly, a few of the boys are saying no, they are not, she's not dead. You know, so with somebody so friendly and so kind, because she's a people person, you know, everybody clings to her. So they are really affected by her death. I don't think that they would really want to take vengeance. They would just want to find answers to their questions.
Miss Christian also explained how Nelson became a student at the school.
Well, we got her late. We got her coming from another school. And so we want to give her a second chance. So when we realized the potential that she had, we decided to give her a second chance. And so she was enrolled here. She was enthusiastic about coming here, and she showed interest because up until last Thursday, She brought in her science, integrated science logbook to the teacher to say, Miss, this is my logbook. The teacher said to her, you're on your way to do CXC exam next year. That was the interest she was showing us. Whatever happened in the school that she was coming from, we have not yet seen it here. We have seen a child who wants to achieve. She joined this term, last term, I think somewhere between January and March, she joined us here.
Continuing with the news tonight, detectives assigned to the St. Elizabeth Police Division have arrested and charged 28-year-old Felicia Dunkley of a Santa Cruz address in the parish with the offense of embezzlement. Reports coming into our news center are that in June of this year, Dunkley was employed by a lottery and gaming company in Santa Cruz and was responsible for depositing the day's sales into a bank account. Upon checking the account, her employer discovered that over 800,000 Jamaican dollars could not be accounted for. A report was made to the St. Elizabeth Police and an investigation was launched, which led to the arrest and charge of Dunkley. She is scheduled to appear before the St. Elizabeth Parish Court on Monday, July 25. In news coming in from St. Mary, the police are seeking the public's assistance to identify the body of a man that was found in Rio Nuevo in the parish on Sunday. The body is of dark complexion, medium build, and is about 5 feet 6 inches tall with a bald head. The body was clad in a green shirt with white and blue stripes, khaki shorts, and a pair of brown slippers. Reports are that at about 6:20 a.m., residents discovered the body and summoned the police. Upon their arrival, the body was removed and taken to the morgue. The police are asking persons who can assist in identifying the body to call the Oracabessa Police at 876-975-3233 or 876-994-2220. Police Emergency 119 or the nearest police station. Still tonight, the Opposition People's National Party PNP's leader Mark Golding says the Jamaican government, quote, shot themselves in their foot, end quote, following its failed bid to have Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith replace the incumbent Baroness Patricia Scotland as Commonwealth Secretary General.
Them go run, challenge the existing candidate for the Secretary General of the Commonwealth. Now, you know, when a Jamaican put themselves up, we have to support still. So we never really come out hard, although, myself, I look upon it and say, that look weird to me, Because the lady who was there, she come from Dominica. She won away then. We did support her for put her up there. She's not done the 2 terms, which is the convention. And she's up for her 2nd term now. And the government decided to divide CARICOM, for push up a candidate for Jamaica, for contest the Caribbean candidate. That was strange. That was strange. And I said to myself, if you make a move like that, you have to have the thing locked. You have to, because it don't make no sense to push out and you might lose. What kind of fool it? I don't know who put them up to a star, but I tell you the truth. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. And I spend a whole bag of money, government money, I fight that little, taxpayers' money. I want to know how that money is spent and how much it's spent. You have to know that. And Kamina, she did her best still. I mean, I diss her today, but I just think the whole thing was a complete, colossal, misguided mistake. And an expensive one at that. And they have egg on their faces again.
While addressing a PNP divisional conference in St. Andrew on the weekend, Mr. Golding said the country is not being run properly under the Jamaica Labour Party-led governments.
This year is an unusual and catastrophic situation on the people. And we see with the prices, imagine them increase the minimum wage. I tell them to put it to 12,000, then put it to 9,000. $9,225 an hour for a 40-hour week. That can't even buy one patty. What kind of foolishness is that? So comrades, the country not running right. Crime and violence out of control. And I want to tell you, you see the wrong regulations for them table and embarrass themselves. On Thursday, them call back the house for table what them say is the right. Well, I've read the so-called right regulations. And those regulations not ready. Them not ready. And me I go write to the Attorney General and tell him why. So don't bother look for our support for those regulations because you're not going to get it. Because they're not ready. But the crime and violence situation is out of control. And they don't seem to have a strategy. We've been saying it for so long. And you know, everything is really everything, you know. And everything starts with the youths and the children from the baby coming up.
The opposition leader says when they take back the government, they will correct the issues with early childhood education and crime.
And we know that our early childhood system, our primary system, is not working as it should. The studies have shown, the Patterson Committee, World Bank studies have shown, high percentages, in some instances 50% of our primary school children, when it comes to time to start secondary school, they cannot read, they cannot write, they can't do basic arithmetic. We can't develop our country with that. This is we're in an era now where you have to have those basics because it's a knowledge-based economy. Services are the name of the game. So we have to fix that. And the next PNP government is going to be focused like a laser on fixing those issues, early childhood issues and primary issues. So when you stop churning out situations where so many of our children go into secondary school and they're not ready for it and they can't manage the curriculum, it just affects their self-esteem and their self-confidence and they end up leaving secondary school with nothing to show for it. And they're on a corner, they're not in a job, they're not in college, they're not in any training program. And them just say, they want a life for themselves, they want a status for themselves, they want to be somebody, and them go down the wrong path. And that's why we have so much mayhem in the country, and that's why we can't have the hope that we can achieve our hopes and dreams. So we have to fix that. We need a program for those youths as well. A national program for help those youths get back on the right pathway. Remedial education, vocational training, mentorship, and helping them to find employment afterwards.
The PNP president and opposition leader has been traveling around the country presenting its candidates for the upcoming local government elections. Still tonight, as of November 2022, American Airlines, under its American Eagle regional brand, will operate non-stop flights from Miami in the United States to the Ian Fleming International Airport in St. Mary. Director of Tourism at the Jamaica Tourist Board, JTB Donovan White, said that the flights into Ian Fleming will increase access to the zone stretching from Oracabessa, St. Mary to Port Antonio, Portland, which the government is looking to develop to cater to higher-end travelers. He said, quote, "It provides easier and more direct access to this zone, which includes the northeast coastlines of Oracabessa, Port Maria, St. Anne's Bay, Runaway Bay, Discovery Bay, and Ocho Rios," end quote. We turn our attention now to tonight's COVID-19 update, where the Ministry of Health and Wellness reported 68 new COVID-19 cases and 1 death yesterday, increasing the infection total to 142,626 and total deaths now to 3,121. There were 97 recoveries in the last 24 hours, increasing the total of recovered persons to 90,762. And those are the stories making news. I am Shelley Hill. Stay safe, pleasant viewing, and thanks for watching.